Hi guys. Okay, so some of you guys had asked me about the Stampin' Up! Ornaments I had used on a video last week. However, they are discontinued. So I was able to go online and find these through Hero Arts. They were on sale for the month of November for $18.75 or something like that. So yeah, I like them because you get a large ornament. I mean, you get lots of different sizes, shapes. You get the toppers, you get the bows. So I was actually thinking, you know, these would make some really cool shaker cards. But then I was thinking about that, the Mermaid fabric that we got from Inky Antics. Remember this? And then I was able to find some at Joann's. So here it is at Joann's, and I also saw this by the roll at AC Moore. So let's make another mermaid flip card with these ornaments. Okay, so I was going to use some pattern paper. I was thinking about using this pattern paper. You can use whatever you have. And this is the design I was kind of going for, where it would look like kind of like a wreath or a tree. But then I thought, you know, that's not going to really look too good because the color combination I have here, I don't really have any like gold or bronze or silver. I have bright colors, so I'm probably better off doing my own. So I have a piece of Nina Solar White here that I am going to cut to 5.5 by 4 1/4. I already have two A2 size card bases I made up. So this is going to be full card front size. And then I'm just going to take one of these dies. I think I was looking at this one, which is the third largest one. You don't want it to be too small because then it won't do its flipping. So this will be on the front of the card. Okay, so you can stamp first or you can cut first. I don't think it's really going to matter. I think I'm going to cut first and then stamp. And I think I want to put it pretty close to the top, so if we wanted to, we could put a topper on there, but also if I wanted to, I could put a sentiment at the bottom. So let me make sure that that's straight. Okay, close enough. Magnetic shim, milky shim. I am using my Gemini Junior. And I'm going to put that through the machine face up. And then I have this ornamental pine, which I believe is retired, but I just want to use this part. I may or may not use the pine cone, but I just want to use that part, so. How about turning on some light stamps? There we go. And what's cool about this is, you know, you can decide to stamp or not stamp. You could totally do this whole project without stamping. All right, and then we can save the ornament for another project. I like that this came in a little clamshell packaging too. So I think I'll keep it that way and store it in my little basket this way instead of having to take everything off and put it in a magnetic sheet. Put that away. Okay, so for here, it's going to take dark green ink here. I'll take those two. And I'm going to start with the lighter one, which is Shady Lane Versify. really going to ink it up? I guess I could do some brown. It's not really going to matter. And then add some of the darker. I'm just going to real quick just do the outsides here. Okay, that's good enough for that. Now, if you wanted to do a sentiment, now is the time to do a sentiment. Let me find a really quick. And that's why I said you could just use pattern paper to do this, and it would come out just as nice. I'm going to clean my desk off real quick. That's pigment ink, so it takes a second to set in. Let me figure out which topper fits. We can cut out a little topper for it too. I mean, I guess you could pick any of these. They're all cute and they would all fit fine. I'm just going to grab a piece of leftover foil card out of my little drawer of scrap pieces here. I actually just have a little box thrown up here with scrap pieces. We'll do this little piece of gold right here. We'll do in the corner. It's already got, no, it doesn't have adhesive. That's okay. Has a little hole poked at the top, so you could put a little ribbon on there. There is a little ribbon you can die cut. I might do that later. That glue dries clear. Smudging it everywhere. Okay, quit touching it, Nance. All right, we're gonna leave that alone. Quit touching it. It's crooked. Okay. Now, everybody has plenty of sentiments. Use what you have. I am using an what do you call it? Retired set. So don't go by what I'm using. Use what you have. And Karen on the Lake Stamper told me about this red Delicata ink. I was able to find it at a different Joann's in a different town. My Joann's did not carry it, but it's red it's called Ruby Red? Ruby Red Delicata. You know what? I don't want to use this color. Never mind. Erasing that because I wanted to match my sequins and we're going non-traditional here. So, scratch that. I want to use this extra piece right here. So we're going to do I have a teal or a purple? I'm sure I have a purple that color. Let's do purple. There we go. Okay, and that was using Highland Heather from Stampin' Up. I probably should have moved over to the left a little bit, but just trying to move along here. Move along, move along. Okay, so we have our A2 size card base. We're going to put our sequins in there. We have our little purple stamped out sentiment so that it matches out our little purple mermaid sequins here. I do want to flip them all down in one direction before I assemble it because I don't want any of those sequins getting stuck in the wrong direction. Okay, and don't worry, you're going to have a couple fall off. It's not a big deal. Now you can do it either way. You can do your sequins going down and then the recipient just presses up to get them to flip. Or you can do it the other way where they are up and all they have to do is press them down. It is a little easier that way. You could do them left to right. There's no rules. It's your card. Do it any way you want. This is how it's going to look. So we need to use some super strong adhesive. I personally like the red tape. This stuff right here is really strong tape. Okay, and then you want to take some thinner red tape and really do around the edges of the ornament to hold it tight. And then if you wanted a couple extra just to secure the card base down, you can do that. It's not going to hurt to have too much adhesive. You could use foam tape to elevate it a little. I've never tried it with foam tape. I just really like how this adhesive sticks down. So this is what I've been using. Okay, so now that we're all covered, I like to just take the back side of my little pokey tool here and brayer that all down. Make sure it's stuck on the card good. We don't want any air bubbles. We want that to really be on there. Okay, and then we take the front part of our pokey tool and we pull all that red liner off. Now, You don't want to die cut the sequins, okay? Number one, I don't know what kind of damage that could cause to your die or your machine, so I would not recommend die cutting it. Number two, you want extra overlay of sequins to stick around your image, and if you die cut your sequins, it's just going to fit in there, which means that your edges aren't going to be glued down completely, so it may not work properly with the flipping. So it's just best to cut a piece that's a little larger than your die cut area. This is also a fun way to, you know, make an interactive card without having to make a full shaker card. Shaker cards, as we all know, can be a little time consuming. They can be a little messy. But they're fun, and a lot of people make great shaker cards. I am just not. I need more practice with it. All of my shaker cards end up shaking bits and pieces out everywhere. Okay. All right, now that, again, is super sticky. So, I should have measured beforehand, but I'm going to measure with the wrong side so that I do not overstick. And it looks like I can cut this like this to about here. And that will put my sequin sideways, which I'm okay with. Okay, and like I said, you will have little excess sequins. That's okay. You can save them and use them as shaker bits or whatever you need to do with them. All right, now I'm going to make sure all my threads are cut cleanly here. Okay, now I'm going to put this down on the ornament, and I want to make sure that I am covering the whole ornament and that it's very tight when I put it down on that adhesive. We don't want it to be loose. Okay, now one of my sequins here decided to flip while it's mid-tape. We gotta fix that. That's why it's popping up there. The sequin is in a flip position. There we go. Okay, now that is nice and tight. We can now adhere it to our card. Any excess that you have, you can trim away. I do have a little spot right here. Okay, and if you wanted to put more adhesive on here, you could. I think I will just do a quick piece here. I'm just going to put a piece down the middle. That way it sticks to the card and I don't have to worry about it coming off. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. Now, any excess pieces that are stuck to the adhesive that you can get off, you do kind of want to try to pick those off because you don't want them affecting how this sticks to the card. Some of them, like that one's sewn on, it's not going to come off. Don't worry about it. Now, how do we get the liner off? Okay. I find it is best to start in a corner and stab that tape. There we go. And then once you can get your pokey tool under there, it comes off a lot easier. Okay. Got to do some trim work here. Got some threads hanging out. All right. And because I cut it exactly to A2 card size, I just have to line up the edges of my card front here And then hopefully it's on there straight. Adhere it down. There. Like I said, you can use foam tape if you want. I like this way because it keeps the bulkiness down, but it also, the sequins will still flip because they're in an open area. So now, this is why I wanted that purple sentiment, because it matches with our sequins here. So now we have this flip sequined ornament, which the recipient will have fun playing with. Very fun interactive card. And it's very pretty. And of course, you can use traditional colors. Like I said, there are a lot of colors out at the stores now. You can find this in the big box stores. I saw it by the rolls in, I believe it was AC. It was either AC Moore or Michael's, but I believe it was AC Moore. And then we got these at Joann's. They're called Fab Lab. They were in the section with the t-shirts and things like that. And you get a 9 inches by 12 inches. So this is folded in half. So you can make quite a few cards out of this. Or you can also go online to Inky Antics website, and they sell large pieces of their fabric as well. We got a very long piece from Inky Antics. So it's a lot of fun with the Mermaid fabric and making these cards. I'm having a lot of fun with them. Inky Antics has quite a few dies. We have the cupcake die, but if you have any large die at home, you can make this just as I did with the ornament die. So I will link everything I use down below for you guys. If you have any questions, post them down below. If you like this video, I always appreciate your thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you as a subscriber. You'll get notified every time I post a new video. I'm going to put a little bubble down in the right-hand corner here, and all you need to do is click that bubble, and then it will notify you every time I post a video. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.